will help to publish a good quality papers, because in a future we need a good quality papers everywhere. Now the paper is required, and that to be of SCI, Scopus or UGC listed journals, and repeated conferences. So best luck and best wishes to all the participants, and get the more and more inputs from this Mr. Jishan and Mahesh. And once again, I congratulate Dr. Balke, his entire team of ENTC department, and Dandavate for coordinating these activities for the uh, students, teachers, and researchers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for encouraging and motivating words. Now, without further delay, we'll turn the time over to our speaker, Jisan Ahmad, who is a trainer, consultant at Nexus Subscription Company, which is helping institute to increase research productivity. Now, I request Jisan to start the session. Over to you, Jisan, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dr. Balke, and also the principal. So we will just go ahead and start the webinar today. I think everybody is able to look at my screen. I'm just going ahead and sharing my screen so that we can get started with the presentation. Sure, I think most of us are able to look at my screen. Mr. Dr. Balke, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Sure. So first of all, I thank you everybody who's actually joined the webinar today for looking at the TYPESET product. So basically, TYPESET is a product that actually helps authors write better research papers effectively and efficiently. So we would be starting with the agenda for the today's webinar would be that we would take you through the most common problems that a researcher faces while he's writing a research paper for in any subject area or for any journal. And then we will take you to the products that we are talking about, that how TYPESET can actually help you save time and also write your paper efficiently. And going forward, at the last, we will have a question and answer session, which would be for a period of about 15 to 20 minutes. So everybody on the demo today has been is actually muted. So whenever you have any questions during the demonstration or during the webinar, you can put in your questions in the chat option, or you have a question and answers button. You can just put in your question here in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them at the end of the session. And if you have any other fellow participants who are unable to join the webinar, or who would want to look at the webinar on Facebook, so I've just shared a Facebook live link with you. Everybody can click on that and just have a look at the webinar on Facebook. Now, we will just go ahead and start the demonstration, the webinar. Now, whenever a researcher plans to write a research paper, there are a lot of things that he has to consider. What subject area should I be writing the research paper on? What should be the journal that I should be looking at? And what are the most, common problems? Every researcher today goes on Google and does a very simple search, and he figures out how can he write a research paper. Now, there are multiple ways in which a research paper can be written. Now, there are a few common problems that we have, listed out, and we have been, TYPESET has been in the business from the past 5 years, and we have been helping researchers across the globe write research papers in a better way. And now these are some of the common problems that are faced by researchers today. Now, the first problem that most of the researchers today are facing is with respect to formatting. Now, whenever you choose a particular journal and whenever you're trying to write a research paper for that particular journal, there are multiple guidelines that somebody has to follow. Now, for an example, if I have to tell you that if you're writing a paper for any Elsevier journal, so these are some Elsevier guideline for the authors. Now, let me just disable this. Okay. Now, if you just go ahead and click on this guide for authors, so this is some of the guideline that a particular researcher has to actually go through. Now, this guideline will have multiple. Now, this article will have multiple guidelines, such as what should be the length of the paper, what should be the size, what should be the size of the font, what should be the style of the font, how do you need to write, and all those specifications. So if you as a researcher, whenever you're writing a research paper, if you have to understand this, it takes a lot of time. And after understanding this particular guideline, you also have to format your research paper according to these guidelines. Now, this is one of the most common problem that is faced by the researchers today. And now you might ask me that there are multiple tools that actually help you write this research paper. Now, some of the most common tools that are being used across the research community today is MS Word or LaTeX. Now, if you are if you have to write your research paper on MS Word, it is just like a normal document that you write on. Now, what happens when you write on MS Word is MS Word is not actually meant for research purpose. It is a very generic editor. So if you have to cite a particular reference, or if you have to, some sort of a formatting, or if you have to understand that if Elsevier wants you to format your references into an APA style, you have to go ahead and learn that. So multiple institutes across India actually give multiple trainings on understanding the styles of references and also on LaTeX. Now, even then, LaTeX has a very huge learning curve. For an example, LaTeX. So what you're looking at my screen today is how do you actually write the title in LaTeX. Even if you have to just write a title of a particular article, you actually need at least 10 to 15 lines of code. Now, this is the code that you actually need to write just for writing a title, right? So as you see that LaTeX has a very huge learning curve, and just to write a research paper, most of the researchers have to learn LaTeX. Now, you might be writing a research paper from chemistry, or you might be writing a research paper from physics, or from maths, and even in such cases, you might not be familiar with the coding languages or anything like that. So in such cases, understanding LaTeX and writing a research paper in LaTeX is a very difficult task. Now, what is the next problem that most of the researchers face today? Now, there are no powerful tools. Now, there are multiple aspects when you're writing a research paper, such as you need to cite the references that are a part of the document, and you also need to format your document, and also to understand the flow of the research paper. Now, you can see in this guideline that this is how the flow should go like. So it should start from abstract, it should go to the introduction, and then at the last, it should go with references and all such criteria. So these are some of the problems that most of the researchers today are facing, that they do not have any powerful tool that can actually help them do all of these things into a single platform. So you might have different tools like Mendeley, you might have EndNote, you might have PaperPile, all these different tools that actually help you do one or the other part of the research aspects of a particular paper. And now, how does the collaboration happen today with respect to co-authors, or with respect to any guide who's actually helping you write a research paper? Now, most of the collaboration actually happens offline, or if you want to collaborate online, you would actually collaborate over an email, where you would write something and you would send it to the co-author to review it, or you would send it to the guide who's helping you write this research paper. Even in such case, the collaboration happens in a very, not a very efficient manner, and you will have to actually wait for somebody to respond back to your email, which actually takes a lot of time. And now, what happens with respect to getting a document independently reviewed? So there might be cases where, whenever you're sending an email, whenever you're sending a document for reviewing with respect to your PhD person or with any of the co-authors, you might face a little difficulty in collaborating and also getting it independently reviewed. So how do we solve this problem? So we have kind of an online collaboration module, which will actually help you, do the collaboration and also get your paper reviewed. And actually how TypeSet can bridge this gap. Now, before we go on how and what is TypeSet, I also want to show some interesting statistics that we have done over the past years after doing a lot of research on the authors. So what is TypeSet? TypeSet is actually an authoring platform which can help authors write research papers in a much efficient way. Now we have more than 100 plus authors on TypeSet. So this number has increased to almost about 500 to 600 plus authors on TypeSet today. We have been in 91 countries, and we have been used by more than 700 plus universities across the globe. And this is an important statistics, which actually tells that it can be estimated that about 1.5 million hours are wasted on reformatting rejected articles per year. So most of the rejection actually happens on the formatting, because if your research article is not according to this guideline, can you just, hello? Yeah. Now you might, most of the research papers today, they get rejected because of formatting issues. Now, whenever you write a research paper and whenever you submit it, you actually need to follow all these guidelines. So if your research paper is not complying these guidelines, there are 100% chances that your research article might get rejected by a particular journal. Now that is the important statistics, and that is the importance of formatting your research articles according to a journal guideline. Now the other survey actually tells that an author has to go through an average of 100,979 guideline words to format the submissions. As I was showing to you, that this is actually an Elsevier guideline. Now, if you have to go through this just to understand these guidelines, it may take you a day or two. So this, and on an average, a guideline document will have more than about 1,500 to 1,800 words. Now, that is what is an important survey. So that is the reason why most of the authors today find it really difficult for understanding a guideline, and also for formatting a particular research paper. Now, the other reason is most of the non-English speaking countries face this issue where poor English is another factor that puts some scientists at a disadvantage. There might be reasons why your research article might get rejected because of the poor quality of the English. Now, we will discuss at a later point of time on how TypeSet can actually bridge this gap as well. Now, going back to this presentation, where how TypeSet can actually help. So basically, TypeSet is an authoring platform for researchers. So TypeSet is primarily built for research purpose. So it's basically like an editor, like how exactly MS Word is. And it is specifically built for serving the purpose of writing research articles. Now you can see that it is built to eliminate formatting needs. So I'll show it to you how easily it will be able to format your research article into any guideline or any journal guideline. So right now what you have to do is, even if you have to write in LaTeX, you have to actually write this code and then you have to put in the title or put in the content here. Now on TypeSet, what you have to do is you just have to type your research article as, or you can upload a research article written on MS Word and then format it into any journal guideline that you wish for. So we have more than 500 plus Web of Science and Scopus index journals on the platform. So you can choose from any of the top journals that you wish to write a research paper for. Now, how does it work? So it is basically a clutter-free editor. You do not need any sort of a coding. Anybody who's written a research article on MS Word can directly upload their research article and format it according to any journal guideline. Now, and what is the other benefit? So you can easily add references, equations, figures, and tables, and all the formatting of references. You might want to format a reference into an APA style, MLA style, Vancouver, or any of the reference style. The software can automatically convert that into any format of your choice. And most of the authors today find it really difficult with respect to adding equations. So we have a very comprehensive equation editor, which we'll just go ahead and show you during the live demonstration. And the other benefit of using TypeSet is it automatically formats manuscript according to journal guidelines. Now, you do not have to go ahead and remember all of these guidelines. What you have to do is just go ahead and choose a journal that you're wishing to write the article for, and the software will automatically format it according to the journal guidelines. Now, once the formatting has happened, you can just go ahead and download it into any format. So we are currently offering multiple formats such as PDF, MS Word, and LaTeX format. So you can go ahead and download your research article in any one of the format and directly go ahead and submit your research article. And this is one of the most important thing, where instant reformatting to suit a different journal. Now, by any chance, if you've written a research article for Elsevier, now by any chance, if you would want to go ahead and convert it to a Springer journal. Now, for an example, when I search for Springer author guidelines, so these are the guidelines for Springer based journals. So now you might be able to see that there are multiple differences from these guidelines to these guidelines. So TypeSet actually takes care of reformatting from one journal guideline to the other journal guideline within a span of about 30 seconds. Now I'll go ahead and show that to you during the live demonstration. Now there is another important feature where you can collaborate with the co-authors or the guides online on the platform itself. You do not need to send them multiple emails or have a multiple email chain of more than 100 emails. So you can directly collaborate online on the platform. Now, going back to the product features, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and start the live demonstration. You can see everybody who's a part of this webinar can just go ahead and visit this website, typeset.io. So we have, so for authors, we do have a kind of a free trial up to 1,000 words. People can just go ahead and put in the sign up, put in your name and email address, and you'll be able to go ahead and create an account for yourself. Now, once you create an account, you'll be able to log in, putting your email address and password. The moment you click on login, you'll actually go to the dashboard. Now, the moment you click on login, you'll actually land on the dashboard. Let me just go ahead and clear the cookie here. So the moment I click on login, I'll actually land on the dashboard. So this is how the dashboard looks like. Towards your left, you will have all the documents that you've been working on, any recent documents that you've been working on, other documents that you've worked historically, and any document that has been shared with you. Or if you go ahead and star mark any one of these documents, it will be under the favorite. And if you have deleted any document by mistake, it will be in trash like this. Now, the first step actually starts by going to the formats gallery. Now you might, so whenever you click on formats gallery, you have multiple options here, multiple features such as publishers, universities, generic, conferences, templates. So currently, so we have more than 50,000 plus journal templates on the platform, ranging from top publishers such as IEEE till Nature, Sage, Taylor and Francis, Springer. It might be any top publishers, and we will have the journal format on the platform. Now for the demo purpose, I'll just go ahead and choose, let's say, scientific publishing. Or if you're writing a research article for a particular keyword, it might be any physics journal, or it might be any chemical journal, or it might be any bio journal, or it might be anything in quantum physics or anything like that. You can just come in and put in your keyword, and the software has the capability to suggest whatever journals are there with respect to quantum. So now we have something called as quantum physics and quantum matter. You can see that this is from Allied Academics Publications, and this is from American Scientific Publishers. And we have quantum beam science from Multidisciplinary Digital Publishing Institute, and we have NPJ quantum materials in Nature. Similarly, if you go ahead and put anything like nanotechnology, we'll have multiple other journals will actually come in, like IEEE, Nature Nanotechnology. Let's just choose Nature Nanotechnology. So now this is how their particular research article looks like. So whenever you are converting, or whenever you're writing a research paper for Nature Nanotechnology, this is the guideline that you need to follow. So this is how the article should look like. Now for an example, let's just go ahead and search scientific publishing group. So let's just say scientific publishing. Now you will have multiple journals under their name. Now for an example, we have templates for scientific research publishing articles. You can just go ahead and choose that this is how their research article should look like. Now, whenever you're submitting a particular research article, it should be accordingly formatted according to this particular format. Now, what you have to do is you just can click on use format with and choose whichever file you would want to upload. You can, if you want to write a blank document from scratch, you can just choose this particular template and use a blank document and directly start writing from here. If you have already written a research paper and if you want to go ahead and convert it according to this particular format, you can just go ahead and upload your MS Word file. The moment you click on My MS Word file, you will be taken to the local system where you can go ahead and select a particular document that you would want to upload. Now for the demo purpose, we will upload a demo document. So right now, the moment I click on demo document and just do an open, now this particular document is getting uploaded. And now what we have done is we have built an artificial intelligence engine, which will analyze the schematics of this document and understand the schematics of the document and break it into multiple blocks. Now you can see that the pop-up is actually telling you that get your output to template for specific scientific research publishing article guideline in just 4 simple steps. You can click on let's go. Now this is the title of, now this pop-up is telling you to select the title of the article. You select the title, then you click save and continue. Then now this pop-up is telling you to select authors and affiliations. You click authors and affiliations. And after you selected the authors and affiliations, you click save and continue. And then Now it is asking you to select abstract. You select the abstract, then you click save and continue. Now the last step in this process is to select the references. What you have to do is you just have to click on the first reference and then directly select the last reference. Now kindly pay attention here. By any chance, if the name of the authors is actually at the end of the references, the software has the capability to automatically make the changes and bring it at the first. Now what it would do is it would automatically convert these references according to the template for scientific research publishing group. Now once you've selected the references, you click save and continue, and then you click preview formatted document. The moment you click on preview formatted document, this research article, which is not formatted according to this guideline, will now get converted into the guidelines of scientific research publications. It would take closely about 30 to 60 seconds, depending on the internet connectivity that you have. So TypeSet is a cloud-based software. You'll be able to use it from any part of the world. You just need a stable internet connection. Now you can see that this is how the article has been converted. Now when I uploaded, this is the format. Now it has been automatically converted according to the template for scientific research publishing. So this is how the document has been converted. This is actually the submission guideline for scientific research publishing. You can see that this is actually the reference type. Now, even when we actually upload it, the name of the authors is actually at the end. Now here, the first reference, you can see that the name of the authors has automatically appeared at the first. Even in this case, by any chance, because there was no DOI for a particular references, the DOI has automatically been added by the software. Now this is how the software would automatically take care of all the formatting requirements, where you just have to write a research paper and then just go ahead and upload it on a specific template or a specific journal template that you want to convert the research paper for. Now, by any chance, if you want to go ahead and edit this particular research article, you can click on edit on typeset. Now, the moment you click on edit on typeset, this will actually go ahead and land on the typeset editor. So this is where you will be able to go ahead and make any editing that you would want to do on the research article. Right. So now you can see that all the information from that particular research article has been converted. Now there will always be a copy of a keyword that would get migrated. You just have to come here, click on the cover details, and add the keywords. Now, now when you scroll back, you will notice that all the content from that particular research article has been migrated accordingly. Now you can see that the outline will also automatically get created. You do not have to do anything about that. Now this is how the entire research article looks like. So if there are any equations in the article that you uploaded, all that equations will also be automatically migrated. So whenever you upload a research article, always the caption of the figure will be at the bottom of the figure. So you just need to cut and paste it in the right space. Now this is how you have to cut and copy paste the research article. You have to cut and copy paste the caption of the particular figure, and then you just delete this table. Now, there are a few journals which actually make it mandatory for all the authors to go ahead and cite a particular references. Now, wherever you have actually cited a reference in text, the system has a capability to automatically identify it. But the citation has to be done through a manual process. This is the only manual process that you will actually do in the entire formatting process. You just go ahead, click on the site, and then choose references. The moment you click on references, you will have a link citation bar which will come up. The moment you click on it, you will have the reference sections that will open up towards your right. And then you just have to search for the name of the reference. Now the name of the reference is Kobayashi and Fisher. You search for the name Fisher here and then click on enter. This is the reference that is appearing. Now the moment you click on this reference would actually be linked here. Similarly, wherever you have references, you can just go ahead and cite them according to the first process that we showed to you. You click on reference, cite, and then choose this particular references. Now this references gets cited. Now we also give you an option where you will be able to go ahead and change the style from an author comma year to author or year or any other style. So right now this is author year style. Now if you want to make it author, now this gets only author style. You can see that the year of the references is not being shown. But now again, if you go ahead and make it as author year, this is how the reference can be formatted. Now, similarly, if you want to cite a particular table or if you want to cite a particular figure, you can just go ahead and click on cite and figure and then choose whichever figure that you want to cite. Now, this is how the figure gets cited. Similarly, if you want to cite a particular table, you can go ahead and cite a table as well. Now, we were also talking about equations, where most of the authors today find it really difficult to write a equation on MS Word, or they might find very difficult in formatting a particular equation. So we have a very comprehensive equation editor that is already built on the software. So you just click on insert and then choose equation. Now there are two types of equations that an author can write, whether it is an inline equation or a standalone equation. You can go ahead and choose any one. Now if I'll just go ahead and choose an inline equation, and then you have a beautiful visual editor that will open up. So you'll be able to go ahead and choose any of the mathematical functions from the visual editor here, such as matrices or any trigonometrical function or any geometrical function or anything like that can be picked up from directly from the mathematical functions here. If you're writing a chemical journal, we also have a chemical table that is inbuilt within the software. You can go ahead and add any chemical element here, such as zinc or anything. You can put in any variable number, and then the moment you just go ahead and click on this, the equation would automatically get added onto the document. Now you can see this is how the equation gets added. Now by any chance, if you already have a latex code, you can just go ahead and add the latex code here. You can see that whenever I added the visual editor, the latex code got automatically generated. Similarly, if you do not wish to go ahead and create a visual editor by scratch, you can just go ahead and add a latex code. Now, if the equations are already a part of the document, they'll automatically be migrated. Similarly, once you know that my document has been completely ready for being published, what you have to do is you just have to go ahead and click on output. The moment you click on output, you can see that the particular reference, this particular document will actually get converted according to the template of the scientific research publishing. Now, this is how the template looks like. This is how your formatting article looks like. Now you can see that the equation that we had added is already appearing here. Now, if you wish to go ahead and if you're writing a computer science based research article, you can just go ahead and add an equation. You can go ahead and add a code snippet as well. Now, if you just, wherever you would want to go ahead and add a code snippet, just move in the cursor and then you add a code snippet. And you'll be able to go ahead and add any programming code. So that's #include .h like this, or let's just say we can copy it from here itself. I'm just giving an example. You can just go ahead and add the thesis, any code that you have. Like this, you can add the caption of a particular code here, and then this particular code snippet will automatically be added to the software. Similarly, if you want to go ahead and add any code block, that if you're writing a research article and if you wish to add a code block, you can just go ahead and add a code block as well here. You can add the code. And then if you do not want it, just go ahead and delete it. Similarly, you can go ahead and add a table, a figure, code snippet, equations, a footnote, or a page break as well. Now, once you know that you have already done everything, what you have to do is you just have to go ahead and click on output. And once you click on output, this is how the final research article would look like. Now, whenever it gets formatted according to the guidelines of Scientific Research Open Access Journal. Now, once you know that my formatting has been done, you just go ahead and click on download and download it from the download. So these top four formats that you're looking at, the PDF, LaTeX, DocX, and Zip, will be available for the author version. Now, if you select PDF and then just do download as PDF. Now, the moment you click on download as PDF, now within a span of about 30 to 60 seconds, this PDF would automatically get downloaded. Now, the moment you click on open, so now this is how the final PDF looks like. You can see that the code block has already been added. Like this, the table formatting, the image formatting, and all such information will be automatically formatted. You can see that this was the equation that we added. Now, this is how the final document looks like. Now, when you go back, now if you want to make any changes to this particular research article, you can just go ahead and click on write, and then you will be able to go ahead and make any edit here. Let me just do a refresh. Now you can see that I'm back to the write mode. So you have two different modes. If you'd want to go ahead and write anything, if you want to go ahead and make any editing to your research article, you can just go ahead and click on write, and then you'll be able to make any necessary changes that you'd want to. Now I'll show you some other features as well, such as collaborating with the co-authors or with the guide, and also how you can use the platform to check plagiarism as well. So we have an option here such as check for plagiarism. Now, if before submitting a research article, it is mandatory that you have to actually run a plagiarism check. Now, the moment you click on check for plagiarism, this particular article will be sent for the plagiarism check. Now, within a span of about 5 to 10 minutes, you will actually receive a plagiarism report to your registered email address with a file that would actually look like this. The file would have similarity, the number of citations, what is the percentage of references, and all such information. Even when you scroll down, you will have a particular color coding of the particular document, of the particular content as well, which will actually show you that what is the character replacement, or the what color indicates what, right? So the orange color indicates that it is a plagiarized content, and the blue says that it is a citation, and all such. So if you wish to make any changes, you again go back to write mode, and then you will be able to go ahead and make any changes. So for an example, if this particular line had any plagiarism content, you can just go ahead and delete this content and add anything like that. So this is how you'll be able to check the plagiarism as well. Now, after 10 minutes, you'll have a download option here from where you'll be able to download the plagiarism check file. Now, if you want to invite any of your co-authors on this particular research article, or if you want to invite your guide, you can actually do so as well. The moment you click on share, you will have an option to add a particular user whom you wish to invite on the article. So right now I'm inviting Mahesh at typeset.io. The moment I click on invite, Mahesh will actually receive a link. Whenever he clicks on that link, he'll be able to open this particular research article. Now, whenever you're inviting Mahesh, you have different options in which you can give access to Mahesh. So if Mahesh is your guide, you can just go ahead and give them a suggestion options, or you can give them an edit option. Now, if you give them a suggestion options, now whenever they click on a particular link, they'll actually be able to, they will be in the suggestion mode. And this is how, whenever they write anything on their particular research article, it will actually turn into green. Whenever they write anything on the article, it will turn into green. So by any chance, if they tell you to go ahead and delete any content, it will actually look like this. It will just look like as if it has been strike through. Now, whenever you as an editor will actually, since you are the owner of the particular research article, now whenever you go back, you will be actually in the editing mode. Now, whenever you click on editing mode and do a right click, you will have an option to either to select this or either to just go ahead and delete that. Now, since they have suggested you this, and you do not want this to be a part of the document that you're writing, you just go ahead and click on this wrong mark, and this would automatically get deleted. Now, if you want this, if you'll go ahead and accept this particular suggestion, now if you do a click mark, this whole content would get deleted like this. So this is how you'll be able to go ahead and collaborate on the same article directly live on the platform. You'll be able to invite a PhD guide. You'll be able to invite multiple co-authors as well. You can give them different levels of control access, whether they'll be able to edit, they'll be able to suggest, or they can only be able to view. Now you can see that I am getting a notification here as 1. Now this tells me that my plagiarism report is ready for download. Now the moment you click on download, you will see that a plagiarism report would get downloaded, which would look exactly similar to this. Now this is how the plagiarism report looks like. You can see that this is where it feels that there is a plagiarized content. We'll be able to go ahead and make those changes in the write mode. So similarly, you can go ahead and use any research article. You can go ahead and use this plagiarism checker for any of the research article that you're writing on the platform. Now, after doing all of this, now let's imagine that you have done everything right, but by any chance your research article gets rejected because of the quality of the research, or the quality of English, or quality of, or it might be that the particular journal has many other submissions, or the quality of the research paper that they have received would be a little higher than what your research paper might have been. So in such case, a researcher or author would actually get disheartened, and then he would actually go ahead and stop the process of publishing his research article in any of the journal, because what he has to do is he has to again go ahead and start the formatting from scratch. Now, just for the example purpose, this was an Elsevier guideline. Now this is a Springer guideline. So since imagine that you had written for a research article for Elsevier, and now if it gets rejected, now if you wish to write for Springer, you have to again go ahead and understand these guidelines, which will again take you 2 or 3 days. And again, it might require at least a week's time for you to go ahead and convert it according to Springer guideline. Now on the platform, it is a very easy task. Now by any chance, if Scientific Research Publishing rejects your particular research paper, you can just go ahead and click on change format. You'll be taken back to the formats gallery. And now you search for any other journal. Let's search for nanotechnology journal. Now let's say nanotechnology in IOP publishing, or let's take cancer nanotechnology in Springer. I'm just clicking on cancer nanotechnology, and this is how their guideline looks like. Now the moment you click on use this format, now the editor is actually getting set up according to the Springer format. Now the moment you change the Springer format, what you have to do is you just have to go ahead and click on output, and now what would do is the system would automatically convert this research article into a Springer format. It would take about 30 to 60 seconds depending on the internet connectivity that you have. And now once you have applied the Springer format, it will just the system would automatically set up the article according to the Springer journal template guidelines. So right now what the software is doing is it is just going at and applying the template of Springer. I'll just do a refresh. Yeah, now you can see that my Springer template has been automatically applied. Now the journal that we are formatting this research, the same research article is on cancer nanotechnology. Now this is a single column document. You can see, sorry, this was a plagiarism report. So this was the article that we had formatted according to Scientific Research Publishing. Now, since we have applied Springer, you can see that all the formatting exactly looks like same, but now we have changed the format. Once you have changed the format, you just click on output. Now you will be able to go ahead and change the formatting from Scientific Research Publishing to Springer group. Now what I had done is once I changed the format, I just did an output. Now the same work that you had done before would automatically be converted into Springer guideline. So now this is how the Springer article looks like. Now once you can see here that in this particular article, the images wherever it were added, they were actually appearing exactly like that. But according to Springer, all the tables and the figures had to be at the end of the figure, at the end of the document. Now this is where all the images and the tables have been pushed to the end of the document. This is how the software automatically understands a guideline of a particular journal, and it would automatically format it according to that. Now, once you're formatted to a Springer journal, you just go ahead and click on PDF and then download it as a PDF file. Now you can see that this is the document that we have uploaded. This is how the document looks like in a Springer format. Now this is in Scientific Research Publishing. Now this is in Springer group. Both of them are a single column document. Now I'll show you how does the software take care of the formatting for a 2-column document. I again clicked on change format, and then now let's search for any journal in Elsevier. Let's say whenever I click on Elsevier, there'll be multiple journals that I might be writing for. Let's just select computers in biology and medicine. Let's just click on view. And let's see if it's now this is a 2-column document, right? Now this is again from Elsevier. Now let me just go ahead and click on use this format. And now the moment I click on use this format, the software would automatically convert the research article into Elsevier format. Now kindly pay attention, this is a 2-column document. Now initially we had converted into a single column document, but now the software will automatically convert it according to a 2-column document. Now you can see that the template that I've used is Elsevier, computers in biology and medicine. So you can just go ahead and click on output, and then you'll be able to see that the software would automatically convert this particular research article into a 2-column document. Yeah. Now you can see that this is how the formatting of a research article happens for a Elsevier guideline. You can see that the table has been moved to the end. You can see the references are appearing as 1 and 2. Initially in this document, the references were unnumbered. You can see here that there was no numbering for these references. But here, according to Elsevier guideline, the reference has all the numbers. So this is how you'll be able to format one research article into multiple journal formats. So now initially when we started, we converted into a scientific research publishing, and then we converted that into a Springer journal. And now we're converting into a Elsevier format. This is how the document looks like. Now you might ask me that this is actually appearing into a single column. How do we make sure that this image actually appears as a into a column fit? Now, if you have to make such change, you just go ahead and click on write, and then again, go back to a particular figure that you would want to make it a column fit. You click on these 3 dots, and then right now the width is full width, you just change it to column fit. Now, the moment to do a column fit, the software will automatically convert this particular image into a column fit image. Now you can see that right now I made a column fit change, and then after I do an output, you just need to do a refresh preview. Now if I scroll down, you will see that the same image that were actually into an entire page, right now they have been moved into 2 columns. So once you have made the change, you again just go ahead and download it as a PDF. Now again, within a span of about 30 to 60 seconds, you will be able to go ahead and download a particular PDF. Now I'll just go ahead and open this PDF and I'll compare this PDF. So here you can see that the image was actually into a single page. But now in this particular research article, you can see that the image are actually into a column fit image. So all such formatting can be done easily on the platform and in a very automated fashion, where you do not have to do any such manual changes. Even though if you want to make such changes on LaTeX or an MS Word, it would easily take you more than 30 minutes, probably about an hour, to just go ahead and make such changes. But on our platform, it just takes mere 30 to 60 seconds. Now, similarly, right now, as we actually formatted into multiple journals, now, if you are a PhD, if you're doing a PhD, or if you're a postgraduate, if you're doing a postgraduate report, or if you're writing a thesis or any dissertation, we also have multiple thesis and dissertation templates on our platform. You can convert the same research article into a thesis format. Now, let me just go ahead and click on change format. So we have one of our clients by the name Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology, RIT. So we have their thesis template. You can see the thesis template for RIT. You choose the thesis template, and then this is how their format looks like. You click on use this format, and then the editor would actually automatically convert this journal article into a thesis format of RIT. Similarly, since we have most of the authors and faculty members from different institutes, so you can actually subscribe for the university solution or the TYPESET author solution, and we'll be able to go ahead and customize your particular thesis template and build it on the software, like how we have built it for RIT, Rajaram Institute of Technology. Now you can see that since I changed the format, the moment I click on output, the software will automatically convert the same research article into a thesis format. So which you can directly go ahead and download, get it print, and just go ahead and submit it according to a particular institute. Now you can see this is how the certificate automatically gets added, the declaration form automatically gets added, the acknowledgements and everything would automatically get added onto the document. So here you can see that this was the research article. So the title that you have here, the introduction, will actually get converted as an entire chapter. So this is how the formatting of a same research article gets converted into a thesis format. You can see at the end that this is how the formatting happens. And now you can just go ahead and click on references and just download it as PDF. And now if you wish to go ahead and add any details, such as the name of the degree, now you can see that the name of the degree is not appearing here. Now this was the PDF that I downloaded before, but this document doesn't have the name of the degree or it doesn't have any such information, such as the name of the student or date, you can just go ahead and add that here. So at the name of the degree, let's just make it as BTech, the Department of Electronics, and then add this branch as telecommunication. Then you can add the submission year as 2020, or if you want to add the date as, let's say, 1st July 2020. Now, once you've made all these changes, you again do a refresh preview, and all these changes would automatically be added to the software. Or will be added to the document by the software. You can see that now it is showing as BTech in telecommunication. We will also give an option to add in your roll numbers here. Now you can see that the year is appearing here, and the date is automatically appearing as 1st July 2020. So now you can just go ahead and download it as a PDF. So in this document, initially that data was not there, and now since we added that, the system will automatically compile it wherever it has to be added into the document. I'm just opening this PDF, and now this is how the final PDF looks like. You can just get it printed, go ahead and make all these changes, and then you can just go ahead and add them directly. You can get it printed and submit it to a particular institute. Now, similarly, since we had actually converted this particular research article into a thesis format, similarly, you will be able to go ahead and convert it into any multiple conferences as well. Now, since we changed format, what you can do is whenever you click on change format, you also have multiple conferences that are available on the platform. So you can go ahead and click on conferences and choose any one of the conferences that you are actually writing a research paper for. Now we have multiple conferences from Nature, Elsevier, ACM, or any other conferences that you have. You can go ahead and choose from any one of this conference paper. Let's say if you're writing a physics submitted to an AIP conference, you can just go ahead and choose International Conference of Computational Methods in Sciences and Engineering. Click on View Format, and this particular formatting would automatically get added to the document. Now I'm just selecting this template and clicking on Use this format. Similarly, like how it formatted to a particular journal, now journal format and to a thesis template, it will also format it according to a conference template. So there might be multiple authors or multiple faculty who might be writing multiple research paper for different conferences across the globe. So you can just go ahead and use TYPESET to automatically convert your research article into any one of the conference template. Now, if there are any conference templates that are missing on the platform, if you have a premium account, we'll be able to go ahead and add them upon any additional request. Now you can see this is how the formatting of a conference paper looks like. Right after it, just click on these 3 dots, download it as a PDF, and then just go ahead and submit it on the conference guideline, on the conference website. Now click on open. Now once you open, this is how the document looks like. So now you can see we started with scientific research publishing. We formatted a research article into this particular format. Then we moved on to Springer format. Then we moved on to Elsevier format. Here there were images in single column. And now we again then converted into multiple columns. Then we converted the same research article into thesis. Again a thesis format. Now again we converted into a conference template. So this is how the software can actually help you convert your research article into multiple journals. So if you of all the necessary things, of all the necessary elements that you actually need to spend time on. And what we also do is we also help you in journal discovery. So whenever you go on the formats gallery, you have access to more than 50,000 plus Web of Science and Scopus Index journals on the platform. So you will be able to go ahead and choose any one of the journal that you are writing a research paper for. For an example, if you just go ahead and search for physics, so we have let's just go ahead and search for this physics. So we have more than, let's say there might be about 1,000 journal templates here on the platform. So you can go ahead and choose any one of this research, any one of this journal and write your research paper for. So ideally, if you're writing for this particular journal and this journal rejects your paper, you will be able to go ahead and write for many other journal templates that are available here on the platform. So what we are doing is we are not only helping in formatting your research article, but we're also helping in increasing the chances of your research paper, if increasing the chances of your research article getting published in any one of these journals that are available on the platform. So typeset will only help you in formatting, but ultimately the journal will be responsible for going ahead and selecting your particular research article depending on the quality of the research and the newness of the research and the subject area. But what we do is we just give you what we do is we just give you an option to go ahead and format a research article from one journal to the other journal. So this is how you'll be able to go ahead and use a particular use typeset to write your research paper in an effective and in an efficient way, and also to increase your chances of getting a paper published in any of the journal that you want to write your research paper for. Now since it's almost 12, what we'll do is we will just go ahead and start the question and answer sessions, and anybody who has any questions, they can just go ahead and put in the chat box, and I'll go through them one by one, and then we can go ahead and I'll go ahead and start answering the questions one by one. So if you have any questions, any small questions or any big questions, just feel free to put them in the chat box. So we have Mahesh. So we have Mahesh also on the in the webinar, so he'll also be able to answer any of the questions you have, and then we'll be able to answer them for you. Let me just scroll up and let's see if we have any specific questions here.
Jishan, so many questions are there. Hello,
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yeah.
so many questions are there. So you just see those questions are not yet answered.
Right now, I'll have to go through the questions one by one. I'm just looking at them. Just give me like 1 minute. We can just scroll from the down.
And participant, we will send you the feedback link and the certificate on your register email ID. We have the list of people who are in the session with email. So
Yeah,
don't worry about the feedback and all. Thank you.
So with respect to feedback and also with respect to the participation certificate, so you will be receiving a feedback form right after this webinar. So anybody who will fill in the feedback form, we will go ahead and generate a particular participation certificate, and we will go ahead and send it across to you. Right.
Okay.
So
and they are also asking for recordings, and yeah, we will send you.
So we have a YouTube channel. I'll share the YouTube channel link, and also I'll share with the blog that we have. So you'll be able to go ahead and use that for you. Use that as well. Right now, the question is for how many words typeset is free? Swati Patil, the typeset free version, it will allow you to format up to 1,000 words. Is typeset is mentioned in Elsevier? William Mary, Elsevier typeset would not be mentioned in Elsevier, but we do have multiple templates from Elsevier. So all the templates that are under Elsevier on typeset are 100% compliant with their guidelines and according to their guidelines. Soumya Kumar, can we get the slide for further reference? So what we can do is we can share the recording for you. You can go ahead and have a look at it as well. Now, sir, limited usage in terms of Ashwini Sinde, if you have a premium account, there are no limit. You can go ahead and write multiple papers in a month or in a year. So you have subscriptions for a monthly or for a yearly plan. You have individual subscription, and also you have university subscription. So we recommend going for an university subscriptions. You can go ahead and ask your library or an information officer to go ahead and reach out Mr. Mahesh WAGH from Nexus Subscription Company. He's the right person who will be able to go ahead and help you with respect to subscribing to the typeset platform. Yeah, Rimalini Gadekar, what is about the security issue of the research paper? Does it go into a repository? So we currently do not store any of the research paper. So whenever you create an individual account, you will have a separate account that is created for you, and all the document would be 100% secure, because we use state-of-the-art security measures, such as some of the top banks in the world, such as the JP Morgan, Ernst & Young use. So we have a security entire security page that we have written, that data privacy and data security page on our website. So anybody who would want to learn more on the security practices and the privacy practices that we follow, you can just go ahead and use one of this. You can go ahead and refer to this page and we'll be able to go ahead and support. You'll be able to get a lot of information here. Kamlesh Arya, could you please organize a session on latex basics to learn? Kamlesh Arya, I would recommend, if you can use typeset, you would not actually want latex. You would not want to learn latex, because latex is a platform which would take a lot of time to learn. And also in latex, what you have to do is you have to write a particular article and then again write your title. So now you can see, just to write a title, you have to start from this, begin and all that, text BF, and again you have to type your particular content here. So I feel that it's kind of a multiple work that you have to do again and again. So we recommend typeset to be a better alternative to latex. So since we have a free trial, I would recommend you to just go ahead and try out a free trial, and then if you like it, you can go ahead and switch to a premium version. Going back to the questions, how can we get the session recording? So we will be receiving the session recording as well. So we have a kind of this session made it on YouTube. I'll go ahead and share the YouTube link as well. Yeah, Akshay Chandan, the question was, using typeset, can we publish paper in any international journal or only selected journal? So Akshay, we have all the journals that are there on the platform does have international and national journals. So we have more than 55,000 plus journal templates, ranging from Elsevier, Nature, Taylor and Francis, Springer. All of the journals are WebEx, are Web of Science and Scopus indexed, and all of them have a very good impact factor above 2. So you can go ahead and choose any of the journal that you want to write for. Sir, is it free or chargeable? So we have a free version for up to 1,000 words, Dr. Manoj. And if you want to subscribe for an individual plan or for a university plan, you can just go ahead and reach out to Mr. Mahesh from Nexus Company. Yeah, typeset is it authentic? Is it editable file, and can we download it and submit the same article? Pallavi Tatpate, we have been used by some of the prestigious institutions in India, such as IIT Delhi. We have been used by IIM Bangalore. We have been used by NITI. We have been used by IIT Powai. We have been used by Jamia Millia Islam University, BIT. All of such prestigious institutions are already using typeset to formatting their particular research articles. And we have been used also in multiple international universities as well. I'll click on change format and I'll show it to you. Montana State University, we have multiple clients from UC Berkeley. We have multiple people from, let's say, in universities. You can see that Massachusetts Institute of Technology, we have ETH, we have Stanford, we have UCB, University Technology of Malaysia, we have Anna University in India, Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, IK Gujarat Punjab Technical University, Lakehead, Montana, National Institute of Engineering, NIT Rourkela, Stanford Graduate School of Business, all of such, University of Mumbai. We have multiple universities who are already using typeset, so you can actually trust us that it is an authentic platform. Nilesh Wagmare, typeset is free or paid platform. So we have a free version up to 1,000 words. And if you want to subscribe for a premium version, it is a paid platform.
There is a question that you have YouTube videos on YouTube related to your software. So I think its recording is available, na?
So we have a YouTube channel on the platform. Let me show that to you. When everybody can go ahead and search for typeset, and let me just show it to you. So this is the link. This is the link of the channel that we have. I will go ahead and add that here, and I'll go back to the other questions.
Okay, you have your own channel.
We have our own channel on typeset. You'll be able to go ahead and have a look at it as well.
Okay.
So now these are the details. So if anybody has to go for institutional subscription, you can just go ahead and get in touch with Mr. Mahesh or ASHLESHA.
Mhm.
We also have a Telegram group link. So whenever we will be doing any such webinars in the future related to research articles, so we will be updated regularly on that particular group. So all the users who had actually visited, were present on the webinar today, they can just go ahead and click on this link and join a particular Telegram group.
Just one question is missing. What about the database storing the paper in the typeset? Satya Nagman.
You can see that this is the security element. So most of the data that is stored on typeset is 100% encrypted. Only the author with a particular respective email address in which he has created an account will be able to access that particular research paper. Apart from him, nobody at typeset or nobody apart from him will be able to access that particular research paper.
Yeah.
All of the data is 100% encrypted, and we use best state-of-the-art security services. And visit our website. We have this written for security and privacy. We do understand that most of the research that you write is more personal and it is very secure. So that is the reason for us, security and privacy is the utmost concern. So you can go ahead and look at our practices that we follow.
So I think all questions are answered.
Yeah, their blessing. I think it can be used for arts and humanities and social sciences as well. We have multiple journals in the state of humanities and in all the other journals as well. Yeah, Dr. Shulba Suple, instead of writing research paper can we write in typeset and then we convert in latex? Absolutely, yes. So you'll be able to go ahead and, like how I downloaded PDF, you can just go ahead and click on the latex icon and download it as a latex file.
Yeah, and I think pharmacy, it's for all subjects. It's not for particular subject. So what about pharmacy they are asking? So
yeah, we have like
yeah,
we cover almost so typeset is a generic editor. We have multiple journals from all disciplines. We do not segregate ourselves to physics.
It's not subject wise.
It is not subject wise, or it is not specific to a particular domain. It's a generic editor, and there's a software that you can use for converting any subject area journals. By any chance, if you do not have that particular journal template on the platform, and if you have a premium subscription, you can request us that we want that particular template, and we will be able to go ahead and build that template on the platform within a span of about 7 to 10 working days. Nilesh Wagmare, institution subscription mandatory? It is not mandatory. You can go ahead and subscribe for an individual account. But we recommend going to an institutional subscription because what happens is we'll be able to add the templates in a much faster manner. And also when you have an institutional subscription, you get an access to unlimited kind of unlimited features. When you go for an individual subscription, you'll have a kind of a limited support, and you'll only be able to add 1 or 2 new journal templates in a year. But if you go for an institutional subscription, you can add multiple journal templates. So feedback form, right after the session, you'll be receiving a link in which you can just go ahead and put in your feedback, and then we'll be able to go ahead and send across the participation certificate as well. Sumit Kaldatte, for pricing, you can go ahead and visit our website and just click on the pricing tab. You'll be able to go ahead and have a look at the pricing.
So yeah, I think all questions are answered. And for feedback, again, I'm telling you that we all are having your email ID. So we will send you the link with the feedback and the certificate. So don't worry about that. So shall we close the session now? So thank you, Mahesh sir, and for giving us opportunity to organize this webinars. And thank you all the participants, also the trainer, a wonderful session from Jishan Ahmed sir. And of course our Dr. Bormane principal sir, Dr. Bhalke sir, and the student who work for the Facebook live, because so many people called me that they miss out the session, so many people was there on Facebook live. So I think it's useful webinar for you. You learn a lot, and if you want to go for individual subscription or paid subscription, already Mahesh sir contact is written over there, and you can directly contact to them. And thank you all for attending this webinar. And just,
One other thing is, since we had already done a Facebook Live on the Institute's Facebook page, that live would be available on the Facebook page. If anybody would want to look at the webinar again, they just can go ahead and have a look at it.
Yes.
And I would also take this opportunity to thank Mr. Mahesh and also the institution who has, collaborated with us for, arranging this webinar, and also thank all the fellow participants who were a part of this webinar session. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to Mr. Mahesh. Now, I had already shared the link of our YouTube channel. People can go ahead and subscribe for it, and people can go ahead and have a look at any of this. So we also have a help.typeset.io blog where you have all the step-by-step process on how do you add a reference and all that such. For an example, you can have a look at it here. The moment I click on how to add references, you'll have a step-by-step process with all the images from the software as well, like you can see here. So similarly, you can go ahead and have a look at any questions that you have. Okay, so I take this opportunity to thank all the participants, the organizers, Mahesh and the institution, and we will look forward to host many other webinars in the future. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and thank you for having me here.
Yes, thank you all. Yeah.